Do you want to feel happier, more energetic, more confident, more free, more loving, and more joyful on a daily basis? I'm going to just assume the answer is yes, even though I can't hear your response because you're a human. So of course you want to feel those things. Every human does. And in this short little episode, I want to share something extremely powerful with you that is a surprising secret to unlock massive confidence and all those other beautiful states I was just describing. So stay tuned for that right now. Welcome to another episode of the Art of Extraordinary Confidence Summit. I'm your host, Dr. Aziz, best-selling author and the founder of the Center for Social Confidence. And if you're loving these videos and you want more, click subscribe. I'll keep making them, and we're going to keep growing as bigger and help me on my mission, which is to eradicate social anxiety and to instill confidence in everyone in the world. And the reason I want to do that is because I was trapped for so many years, for so long in that place, and I know what it's like to get out, and I want to support you and everyone else on that path. And hence all these free videos. So subscribe so I can keep making more and more. So in this episode, I want to share something pretty powerful with you that I think is going to transform your world. If you do it. That's probably the case for everything, right? Like watching a video passively and just kind of using it as entertainment, like, oh, that was interesting, but then not doing anything, probably not going to transform a whole lot in your life. So let's talk about it, and let's talk about how you can do it. Here's what it is. I was recently in a mastermind call with some people in my Unstoppable Confidence Mastermind, and an interesting theme emerged, which is everyone's working on different stuff. You know, one person wants to be in a relationship, one person wants to be more accelerated in their career, one person wants to have a different boss and learn how to be assertive and talk to people in work more confidently. And a common theme emerged, which was no one was satisfied with where they were, and they wanted to be somewhere else. I mean, not like in a physical different location, but like I'm not satisfied being single. I want to be in a relationship. I'm not satisfied, you know, in this particular job. I want to be over here. I want to be promoted. I want to be this. I want to get, or even one guy just got promoted. It was amazing, you know, huge leap for him. And then it was like, okay, I'm not satisfied here. I want to get to this point where I've solved all the problems in my new position. And guess what? He's going to solve all those problems. And is he going to be satisfied? No, probably not, because this is a pattern. This is not like we think that the future is going to just, I've made it. Now I can just relax. Now that I have a partner, I feel totally at ease all the time. That's not what's going to happen. And if you look at your own life, there's evidence of that, right? You thought, if I just had this, and then you got it, and there was maybe some short-term relief, but maybe even not, and then you're on to the next thing. So that really struck me, because as we were talking about it in the group, I realized, like, that's kind of true for me too. And I don't like that, because that feels like an endless game that we could play for our entire lives and not win. And I don't like that. So I decided I wanted to shift it. So I started to really think about, what is it that I want? It's like, well, I want to feel fulfilled right now. I want to feel good right now as I pursue big, crazy, inspiring goals that scare me, that make me grow. So how do I do that? And it came back to an old principle, which has been taught, you know, for thousands of years, and is a go-to for self-help and motivational speakers and everyone, which is gratitude. Now, before you're like, I already know this, here was my twist on it. I was like, okay, I think I need to feel really grateful for what I have, like really rich, really full, like, wow, look at all this amazing stuff, instead of like, no, I'm not there yet, this sucks, right? So I was like, how do I do that? Because I've tried off and on like a gratitude journal and just tried to be more grateful, and nothing really stuck. So then I did it the way that I got to do it, which is massive action. So I was like, okay, I want this to stick. That means I need to be focusing on this like all day. I need to like really train my brain. So then I came up with this challenge, which I introduced to the mastermind, which I want to share with you, which is what I call 100 days of gratitude. Because I like to go extreme. I like to go all out. You don't have to go all out, but I would encourage it because it's an amazing experiment that can transform your life and your confidence. And I'll talk about this in a moment, not only help you feel better in the moment, but help you get your results way faster. The girlfriend, this career success, all the stuff that you want with your confidence. 100 days of gratitude. Here's how it went. I said, you know what? For the next 100 days, I'm going to have my phone. I carry my phone around with me everywhere, like every American does, right? Like, we're hooked on that stuff. So I was like, well, instead of having my phone and checking my email and doing kind of random stuff on it, why don't I just pull it out and multiple times throughout the day add to a list? And I'm going to get to 100 things that I'm grateful for every day. So I'm going to write out a list of 100 things I'm grateful for each day for 100 days. That was the challenge. So that's what I would encourage you to do. That's what I had people in my group do. And when you first started, I think the first day I got to like 65. I didn't time it right. I fell asleep and I was like, oh wait, I hadn't done my thing. Because in order to get to 100, I mean, you can't sit down there for like 30 minutes, but the purpose is actually to do it throughout the day because it's like continually guiding my focus. And I also found on the first couple days, there were some moments where I could have done it, but I was like, no, I'm not feeling good right now. I'm upset. I'm irritated right now. I'm not going to be grateful. And that only lasted like the first couple days. And eventually I was like, well, maybe I could solve the problem that's making me upset by first getting grateful, because then I'll be in a much better state to shift it, and then I can just, maybe the problem might even go away, because there might not even be a problem. I might just be cranky about something because I'm focusing on the wrong thing. So I started to shift my focus. So then what I would do is I would, probably about 10 times a day, pull it out and write out 10 things. And I'd write everything and the most basic things. It was things I was grateful for, things that were going well, blessings in my life. Like I walk to work. I work in a studio building that's in the back of our little property here, and I walk across this little stone path through a lawn to this building, which is a soundproofed, amazing studio that I get to work with people from all over the world in. So I'm walking to work this morning, and I'm like, thank you for this beautiful grass. Thank you for these stones that I'm walking on. Thank you for this amazing building that I get to be in. So guess what? Within several days, 3 or 4, when I actually started hitting 100, everything shifted. And nothing externally had shifted yet, but my focus had shifted. I actually started to really appreciate this space that I'm in on a daily basis. Whereas before, I'd be walking to work, I don't even know what the hell I was thinking about. Like, I gotta do this, I gotta send all those emails. Why isn't that person responding? Why didn't that person edit those things correctly? I'm just like thinking about problems and shit in my head. That's where our mind wants to go. So we gotta pull it. No problems, no gratitude. No problems, no gratitude. And intellectually being like, oh, I should be more grateful. It doesn't do shit. We have to like build the muscle. We have to train our focus, train our nervous system. Hence the 100 days of gratitude. So that's the offer. That's the challenge. That's the game. In the comments below, share if you want to do it, if you're going to play. And then here's the thing. It's like anything. It's a commitment. If you do it for a couple of days, like, well, that was fun, and then you move on, well, then you're dabbling. And we all know where dabbling gets us in life, which is nowhere. Commitment, deciding, that's the path of mastery. And of all the things that little experiments and games you could do, this one brings the most immediate results because you start to feel good. So let us know if you're going to do it. And one last little thing about this, not only do you feel good in the moment, but when you're in that space, you're feeling a lot more abundant, a lot more grateful, good things happen. Now, they could be happening on like a metaphysical level, and that's what the law of attraction is all about, right? Like, get grateful for the things that you don't have yet. And that's probably operating on some level. And then there's the more practical, if you want to be like, no, I deny anything that I can't see. You're a real hard kind of material person. Then think of it this way. When you're less attached, because you're like, well, I don't need a girlfriend right now. I don't need a husband right now. I feel good. I feel really grateful for all the people in my life and all the love in my life. Are you more attractive when you talk to people? Are you less needy and energetically desperate? Well, that in itself can transform how quickly you can meet someone and have them interested in you. Not to mention all the other woo-woo shit that I personally think is happening. And if you want to read a fascinating book, check out stuff by Lynn McTaggart called The Intention Experiment. That one, if you got a science brain, that one will just like pummel you with so many experiments that they've done that prove that woo-woo shit's going on. You'll love it. So check that one out. And enter below if you're going to do the 100 Days of Gratitude Challenge. I'd love to hear about your results. Share your results in the comments below or email them to me at draziz@socialconfidencecenter.com because I really want to hear about the profound shifts that you experience from this. And subscribe if you want more of these, and I'll see you again in the next video. Until we speak again, may you have the courage to be who you are and know on a deep level that you're awesome.